Psychologists tell us that play is hugely important in almost every area of children's lives. It helps to improve social skills, brain development and creativity, and it supports emotional resilience, physical development, confidence and learning. And yet, so many of our schools in the UK do little to create the kind of rich play environments and experiences that can unlock these powerful benefits for children. In other parts of Europe, play is viewed as a crucial aspect of school life, and their playgrounds and play practice are radically different from what we know here in the UK. We wanted to replicate some of these more ambitious European-style ideas and explore what benefits this approach might offer to children in schools here in the UK. This film tells the story of 3 schools that with our support have developed both their playgrounds and their play practice with some very significant results. Instead of providing standardised play equipment, our approach has been to use natural materials and features to create a wide range of non-prescriptive natural play opportunities, and to create an environment that requires children to exercise their imaginations and develop their own games and play ideas. Some of the changes have been large-scale and structural, like mounds and tunnels, sand play areas, bushes to hide in, or large boulders and logs. We've also introduced a range of low-cost and temporary loose materials for play, things like straw bales, branches, tarpaulins, plastic pipes, water and stones. But natural play is not just about providing materials and creating an exciting physical environment. It's also about changing school culture. Children are allowed to get muddy and are given more responsibility for leading play and making decisions about risk. All of this requires support for staff who need to develop new play work skills and put in place new policies and procedures. For the children of Thornlea, Banton and Rosevale primaries, the changes made over the last 2 years have had a significant impact.
When we had the just normal playground, all we could do was football, but now we can play in the sandpit and learn how to build dens and everything.
I like building dens because you've got a wee bit to like hide in, and there's a camouflage one you can make your den and then put it over and then put it down with the peg so it looks as if it's a real den, and you can hide in it and run away from people.
My favourite thing in the playground is probably the tree as well, because you can climb up it and you can jump from side to side and jump off it, and you can hang about with your friends on it and everything.
The first couple of days we had the sticks and stones, lots of people I'd noticed were like building like faces with them, or they were like getting one of the round wooden blocks and then they were like putting stones and little stones as teeth. Well, see, before it was just plain concrete and grass. So it's much funner now because you get to play more and do more things.
The schools involved in our Natural Play project have identified a range of benefits for pupils. Teaching staff have recognised and embraced the opportunities for learning which Natural Play presents. Thornlea Primary School has made great strides in the last few years, raising both attainment and attendance. An important part of that journey has been the development of their school grounds. Head teacher David Hughes recognised almost immediately the positive impact that natural play could have on learning.
When we first get some loose materials out, for instance, children soon were building squares, building wee dens against the wall with their sticks. There are 1,000,001 uses. When we get the coins out, I saw more mathematics in the playground with no guidance whatsoever, measure and estimate and what goes together and matching of shapes. Saw more of that, and my teachers saw more of that in 10 minutes than we could have done in the class from textbooks and anything to do with volume or weight or measure.
In Thornlea we use cameras and we use kind of notes, and we've tried to come out during free play opportunities during playtime and lunchtime to really get a snapshot of how the children play and how they interact with each other. I think what we've learned here is that children learn really well when they're given a lot more freedom and a lot more opportunity to kind of think for themselves and problem solve, and really seeing the potential for that. And hopefully that's allowed us to enhance and enrich our teaching within the classroom.
Staff at Banton Primary, a small rural school in North Lanarkshire, see play as an important component in helping pupils to develop skills such as cooperation and teamwork.
I'm going to try something.
Play can happen throughout all age groups, because that's where the children learn to cooperate with one another. They learn team building skills, how to be creative, and these kind of problem solving skills. And you think, well, that's fair enough in the playground, but what about in the classroom? But these kind of skills, they translate, they cross over back into the classroom environment. And they're doing team working, that's improved certainly. They're more communicative with each other, and they're more creative as well. Certainly when they're outside playing with the natural materials, they've been very creative in den building, and even the little ones have participated in that. That's something that they couldn't have done before the natural play. Some of the children have also made some of their own games up as well, using the tree stumps, and again it's incorporating maths into that as well.
Rosevale, in the north of Glasgow, is a school for children with additional support needs, including social, emotional and behavioural issues. Teachers there have been amazed by how natural play has impacted on pupil behaviour and are reaping the benefits that this can have on learning.
The kids are more settled, they're calmer, they're playing together, and they're playing across age ranges more. There's much more buddying with older children helping younger children. So it's enabling them to do things on all fronts, on the emotional front, on the social front and on the behavioural front, which are all key things.
At all of the schools involved in the Natural Play project, support staff who are responsible for supervising playtimes have noticed a real impact on pupil behaviour.
The kids absolutely love it. It's such a difference in people with it, especially the sandpit, especially the weird ones. As we see behind us, they love the sand, they love playing in it, they love running about, jumping, they're playing pirate ships and superheroes and running about. It's just, they're much better using their imagination now than they ever were.
They definitely are more active. There is a lot more running about rather than just standing in one bit of the concrete.
And if there's somebody starts something, they're all wanting to play it and they all help each other. I think it's a great team building thing for them.
When the children are playing now in the garden, you see them interacting better with each other. I think because the environment is a lot nicer for them, and hidey places and things that they can use to involve in their play, I think that's helped them.
I think it's been good because they used to be segregated into an infant and a upper school playground, and we thought it wouldn't work, but I think it does work. Because some of the younger ones enjoy playing with the older ones, and vice versa.
Through playtimes and lunchtimes, actually supervision's gone down. You don't need to watch them as much as before. Before there was a little group here that you had to watch and a group over there. Now they're intermingling, they're playing a lot better.
You see such a difference in the kids' behaviour. There's not so much fighting, there's not so much contact because they've got something to do. They've got open space to run about in, but there's things to look at and things to explore, and they love it.
The schools involved in the Natural Play project have benefited greatly from the experience, but as with any new approach, there has been lots of learning along the way. Banton Primary School had concerns about how best to manage risk.
Risk is a big thing, because the whole point of natural play is to give the children the chance to take risks more than they would normally do, but still in a kind of a safe environment. So we have risk benefit rather than risk management. If you think about what's the benefits from doing this, and then how can you minimise the risk of that. So we've been through that process, and Grounds for Learning have helped us with that. And really it's just things like safely holding the willow rods. You hold them upright, you don't hold them like a spear that's going to stab somebody. So it's wee things like that. But on the whole, we've never had any accidents. Everything's gone really well, and the benefits absolutely outweigh the risks.
To keep everyone on board, Thornley Primary School took an inclusive approach to developing their natural play, placing pupils and of course staff at the heart of decision making.
Staff relations, that's your foundation for everything you do. Even in the most positive staff groups, you might have a couple of members who are, I'm a bit worried about it, and playground supervisors as well. I'm out here, I'm charged with responsibility for children, and look, there's so many places to fall from, there's so many wee bits and pieces to watch. So again, it's about them seeing the benefits, and the way they'll best see the benefits is to really involve all your staff in the process of setting up and the initial observation.
At Rosevale, they overcame a common problem with a simple solution.
We now have a friendly neighbourhood fox who appreciates the sandpit almost as much as the children. So obviously from a risk assessment point of view and a hygiene point of view, We have to be careful with the monitoring the sandpit. It's checked every morning and it's raked every morning. We also have a cover for the sandpit which we will use, and I have to say that the Grounds for Learning team have been absolutely superb in supplying us with answers and helping us to solve any problems.
Another practical concern for the schools was ensuring that any mess was contained. Banton Primary School consulted with parents on how best to manage this.
We asked parents, you know, do you want your children to get changed into some outdoor clothes? And if they did, the parents provided that. But we gave parents the option. We didn't want them to think, well, I'm going to have to buy X, Y and Z, it's going to cost me a great deal of money. So we asked their opinions and we got lists back. So we've got children we know who can use the sandpit, for instance, in their school uniform, and those will get changed. But to be honest with you, it's not that big a deal, and the sand comes off really well. We use little dustpan and brushes to brush them down at the end. The children have got a process for trying to get as much sand off as possible, and that's part of the training for tidying up.
Parents from the project schools have also recognised the benefits of natural play for both them and their children.
They're a lot more tired when they come home and they look forward to coming to school, they really do.
They come in, they've always got a story to tell. I climbed a tree the day, Mum. Guess what I did the day, Mum? I was in the bushes, I did this. And it's, you know, they don't just talk about what they did in class. It's not more important, but it's as important.
The kids have got too many gadgets now, and I think with Jordan on his own, doesn't get out much back home, so when he comes to school he does have a lot of enjoyment when he does come out to play.
This project has demonstrated that these natural play approaches can be successfully implemented in UK schools, and that they help to nurture confident, responsible, well socialised and happy children.
I think everyone sees the value in play, whether it's within the classroom or without, and I think it's only we see the outdoors as part of our kind of classroom in general, and I think the teacher's role in a lot of that is the observation of it. We try as much as possible to link that in and allow play to be free and allow them to can really have a bit of independence and a bit of choice. I always think nothing worthwhile is ever easy. If you really want it, you'll go for it, and you can work through any problem if everyone's behind the project, if everyone's enthusiastic for it, and certainly everybody is here, and you just have to see how the children use the space and how much they love the space to know it's definitely worth it. Absolutely.
It could be frustrating for people seeing this playground thinking, well, how can we could never do that, do we? We've got a square of concrete and we've got no money. But here's the important message, it's just make a start. We make the path by walking, it's one footstep. And I would totally recommend to anybody to make that start. Work with your children, open your eyes, use your ears, use your senses, and do what you need to do.
It is fantastic, it's unbelievable what it does for the children, and that spin-off has a fantastic effect on staff morale. What staff say about playtimes is that they're more peaceful now, they enjoy supervising the children even more. Every day is a revelation, the way that they see the children use the space, it changes, and that's great for staff and that's great for the children, and they're the ultimate aim here.
If you would like to benefit from natural play in your school, then we can help. We offer a range of services including initial advice, project design, staff training and guidance on developing play and risk management policies. To find out more, visit our website at www.ltl.org.uk.